What's up, everyone? The Chicago Sports Talk, Michael, here today with another video. Happy July to all the Bears fans that follow me. Happy July because we're going to be busy a lot this month because football will begin this month all the way to February. So if you haven't already, not only do you have to hit the subscribe button and hit the like, but please hit on the bell notifications to be knowing when the video comes out. So, let's talk about Justin Fields. I believe that Justin Fields is going to have a breakout season. And I want to bring up a stat that's people say that Justin Fields' starter record is 5-20 as a starter in the past two seasons. But three quarterbacks that I'm going to name, and one of them depending if you feel like he is a Hall of Fame caliber. So, Drew Brees, his first three seasons on the San Diego Chargers had a 10-17 record. Joe Montana, his first two seasons was 2-6. Eli Manning was 1-6 his rookie season. Young quarterbacks with bad teams don't win games. Yes, alone a purposely tanking team, which the Bears were last year to get the first overall pick. And I got to give Poles credit where credit is due because he made one pick into multiple assets of starters. DJ Moore is a day one starter. Darnell Wright is a day one starter. Tyreek Stevenson also is a day one starter. Ryan Poles turned one pick into three starters. And that's saying what good of a GM that he has done. He made one of the biggest. Here's the thing. I think that this trade that Ryan Poles made, whether you want to disagree with me or not on this, I think the trade that he made was the biggest trade in Chicago Bears history. Because the Bears, here's the thing. Poles could have stayed at the number one overall pick. He could have traded away Fields and took Bryce Young, or he could have stayed and took Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. Well, I think they would have taken Will Anderson because Jalen Carter was going to fall due to his legal issues. But he was invested in Justin Fields' development to take calls from teams that wanted to trade up to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. And that team happened to be the Panthers. And the Bears, this is why people say that the Bears fleece the Panthers. Because not only did we got three starters. We got DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, and Tyreek Stevenson. And we have their first round pick, which will possibly be top 10 this year because the Panthers, realistically can win like 7-6 games this year. So this regime is doing things right by the book. All right. And we got to give this man credit for helping out Justin Fields. We got to give this man his flowers. Hold on real quick. We got to give I know I've been hard on this man because I thought that he was not getting help around Fields. I got to give Ryan Poles credit here, folks. Because from day one, he said that he was going to not move on from Justin Fields. He says that he's going to be looking to trade the first overall pick and acquire assets around Justin Fields in order for him to succeed. and that is getting Chase Claypool and having a full, I repeat this, a full off season with the team to see what he can do. I believe that the Chase Claypool trade is going to work out for the Bears mostly. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But Justin Fields has finally a full off season to work with Chase Claypool to see what their chemistry can bring. Same with DJ Moore and same Darnell. He already has a great connection with Darnell Mooney and DJ Moore. Like he'll create attention for other receivers. Like DJ Moore can get open. Same with Chase Claypool and Cole Kmet and Robert Tanya are great tight end duo as well. They're like I feel like we're gonna use Tanya as a red zone threat, and we're gonna use Kokomet as a more of a tight end. Like he's gonna be like a. I think he's gonna be more as a young. I'm not gonna compare him to George Kittle by any means, but he's more of a. He's gonna be used as more of a young George Kittle, like getting open and like plowing through people. That's what kind of he's kind of more like if you want to say like young Greg Olsen because Greg Olsen was on the Bears. He kind of reminds you guys of like a young Greg Olsen if you want to compare him to that. But in the offensive line, the Bears added 2 offensive linemen this offseason and one in the draft. Well, one in the draft. They added Nate Davis. Well, I didn't say well. Depending if we have to have like backup offensive linemen. Here's the thing: we got Nate Davis, who was a top offensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans. You can go look it up for yourself. And you got Darnell Wright, who was he'll have struggles, but it's gonna give him time to gel in. Cody Whitehair was a top center in the league when he was a center for the Chicago Bears. But previous regime, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace switched Cody Whitehair to left guard. They started Mustafa over Cody Whitehair, which was stupid because Mustafa proved that he wasn't the right fit for the center. And Tevin Jenkins, he was probably our best offensive lineman last year by a mile. Also, you have Braxton Jones, who was underrated last year. So this offensive line might be average for the most part. They're not going to be like total shit like they were last year. But you just got to give the offensive line time to gel in. And I think it's going to work out fine. Because Ryan Poles invested a lot into building around Justin Fields, especially being asked if he wanted to take a chance on Bryce Young. Poles has said it from day one that Justin Fields is his guy. And he believes that he can be great as a passer. This is the first time in actual Bears history that you can wake up and feel confident that this regime is going in the right direction of where they're going. And people want to say, oh, he's unproven, but he's unproven. What more do you have to see out of Ryan Poles and this regime? Wins or losses? This ultimately has to come down to wins or losses to the media, because the media loves saying, whoa, he doesn't win games. He sucks. They don't win games. He sucks. When you looked at the factors of when Ryan Poles and Eberflus came in, the team was dismantled. Traded Khalil Mack. Didn't re-sign Hakeem Hicks. Released Eddie Goldman. Released Danny Trevathan. Traded away Roquan Smith and traded away Robert quit. This team was dismantled. We only kept players that were probably young. We kept Eddie Jackson. We kept Jalen Johnson. We kept Kendall Vildor, who I was shocked that we didn't get rid of last year, but he stepped up this year. Ryan, here's the thing. Also, we didn't resign Robinson. He left. We also didn't resign James Daniels. So this team, we also didn't resign fucking Goodwin, who went over to the Seattle Seahawks. So this team was brand new. The receivers last year were Darnell Mooney was our number one the whole year until he was a victim to the MetLife turf. Glad that they got that shit fixed. It was Darnell Mooney, Brian Pringle, Equanimeous St. Brown, Dante Pettis, Velus Jones Jr., and N'Keal Harry. Besides Darnell Mooney, and I'm not really counting Chase Claypool because he didn't have time to learn the playbook. How many of those receivers that I just named would be starting on an NFL team? Because Darnell Mooney was the only starter that was being the number one option. And Darnell Mooney, like I said, Mooney's a great number two. Here's the thing. I said that Darnell Mooney had potential to be the number one, but ultimately I was wrong on that. I'll be the first one to say that I was wrong about Darnell Mooney being the number one receiver, but he's more of a number two in my critical opinion. But do you want to know what the DJ Moore trade addition is actually helps Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool to help them get open? Because if DJ Moore creates attention, which he should, because teams are going to be studying DJ Moore and the Justin Fields connection. Like I said, it's a mystery what Justin Fields and DJ Moore can do. But it's going to create attention for this man to get open. Same with Chase Claypool. Same with Cole Kmet. Like this team is unlocked to possibly go from being they can go from being the worst team to being one of the best teams in the National Football League. Because if you believe in Justin Fields that he's going to take the next step, which brings us back to Justin Fields. I can sit here and talk to you about Justin Fields for hours and hours and hours and hours, but I even sat down with a Bears content creator, and the first half was Bowles because I wanted to get his opinion about Scottie Pippen because I was in jail. But we most talked about the Bears. And he has been watching football probably even longer than me, and he's very optimistic about Justin Fields. The Wayne State Productions is a true believer in this culture that we're bringing. Same with Swifty, who is another Chicago Bears content creator that I know. Kofi and Chuck know who he is. They were on his show not too long ago. And also, they're believers in Justin Fields. At the end of the day, Justin Fields has already shown that he can be the franchise quarterback that Chicago has been looking for a very, very long time. This season cannot come much sooner. But that's it. That's all. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a like. Bear down.